Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Jimmy John's Field here in Utica, Michigan for Day 2 of Championship Weekend as the number 4 seed Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers take on the number 2 seed, the Westside Woolly Mammoths, in this semifinal game presented by InTouch Credit Union right here on the USPBL Network. Alongside Tom Cavanaugh, I'm Alex Johnson. Should be a great one on our hands here tonight as the winner will take on the number 1 seed Utica Unicorns tomorrow in the championship game at 6:30 p.m. Before we get into anything, let's take a moment to recognize all of our sponsors who made this broadcast possible all season long. Belfour Property Restoration, Budweiser, Corewell Health, Dave & Buster's, DTE Energy, Fifth Third Bank, Jarbcom Audio and Video Solutions, Jimmy John's, Macomb Community College, McLaren Macomb, McQuaid Heating and Cooling, Plumbing and Refrigeration, your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers, Pepsi, and United Wholesale Mortgage. Again, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors who made this broadcast possible and every broadcast on the USPBL network all year long. We thank all of them for their support for making this happen. And Tom, we had a great one on our hands last night. It was the Beavers coming away with a 6-4 victory over the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. They're feeling pretty good about themselves after getting that huge win. We talked about this was a team that was really slow at the beginning of the year, starting off 3-16, but they're just one win away from the championship game. But they got to take on these tall and mighty Westside Woolly Mammoths here tonight.
Yes, sir. Greg Lokinen gave this team everything he had last night, throwing over 100 pitches, going 6 innings, 10 strikeouts, allowing just 3 runs. And then the bullpen was great. Sidney Ferry chipped in with an inning. Brett Irwin. Those are 2 relievers that we might also see later today. Everybody is on the table for both sides, the Mammoths and the Beavers. I love where this Birmingham team has come from since that 3-13 start. I mean, they added some pieces in the bullpen. They got a few extra starters in there, the Sam Bass, Dyson Johnson. We'll talk about Bass a little bit later. And then the bats came through. I mean, Joe Burke had the big swing, a 2-run homer. Blake Bean, another addition late in the season. He had a 2-run double early in that game as well. Ronko Stefanovic, the leader, came through with the sacrifice fly. This team is clicking on all cylinders, and if they play another solid 9 innings of baseball like they did last night, they're going to be looking at a Saturday night matchup tomorrow against the Unicorns.
Yeah, it will be great to see what the Beavers can do here after coming off last night's win. But I want to talk about the Mammoths for a second, Tom. This was a team that was in first place throughout the second half of the season. They produced the most runs out of any team in the league. They lost to the Unicorns on the last day of the season, fell to the number 2 seed. Not in the same position where they were last year, where they got an automatic trip to the championship for winning the regular season. Now having to play an extra game. You know, they want to be able to be in that championship game, but it feels pretty good, you know, at least getting guys having experience, having some reps if they win tonight in order to play tomorrow.
And Westside, probably the most talented team offensively in the entire league. I mean, they have pieces 1 through 9. It was back last week. They did drop that game to the Unicorns, but Colby Seltzer had a big 3-run shot. He was the defensive player and developmental player of the year when the awards were given out yesterday. You got Florentino, you got Fox Liam, you got Drew Fleming, Hank Dodson, all these guys in the lineup that can have a big swing and change the course of this ball game. Westside, as you mentioned, they were around first place all year long. They've been playing steady baseball, 5-5 in their last 10, but it was all about the Unicorns bullpen in that game last week that decided the Mammoths being the 2 seed. You can't say enough about Utica in those late innings. Westside couldn't get anything going, but if the Mammoths are able to get off to a hot start and keep Carter Fitzpatrick in this game for as long as possible and then dip into the bullpen late, they got a really really nice chance to meet the Unicorns once again for a rematch.
Yeah, it will be great to see. We'll see how both teams pan out here tonight. We'll take a look at our starting lineups here for both teams. First, for the Beavers, it'll be Blake Bean leading off in the DH spot. Then it'll be followed by Ray Hilbrick in right. Then Matt Piotrowski over at second base batting third. The cleanup man, Joe Burke, had a huge home run last night over at first. Chase Rodriguez in the center batting fifth. Christian Ortega, who had the night off last night, is over at the hot corner batting sixth. He'll be followed by Pablo Ruiz in left, Ronco Stevanovic behind the dish, and Ben Wilcoxon at short. Then over for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, it's going to be Nick Pastor leading off at center field. They'll be followed by Francis Florentino, the DH. There'll be Fox Liam at first base batting third. In the cleanup spot, the shortstop Colby Seltzer. In right field batting fifth is Drew Fleming. They'll be followed by Jake Walker, the second baseman. Then Hake Dotson at catcher. Then Dre Williams Nelson once again over at the hot corner batting eighth. And rounding out the lineup for Taylor Jelkowski's squad is the left fielder Jose Cedeno. And the winner will play the Utica Unicorns tomorrow for the USPBL Championship. We're about to get ready for the national anthem, and the rest of the pregame festivities will step aside for a moment, and we'll be back for first pitch right here on the USPBL Network.
The USPBL powered by UWM baseball games at Jimmy John's Field are the fun and family-friendly experience you won't want to miss. Entertainment every week, including Thirsty Thursdays, fireworks every Friday, live music Saturdays, and Sunday fun days for the kids. Kids run the bases after every game, and parking is always free. Come see the stars of the future at Jimmy John's Field. Get your tickets today at USPBL.com.
I'm Anthony Tomey, CEO of Tomey Group, and we're one of the largest Jimmy John franchisees in the country. With 50 Jimmy Johns and over 700 employees, it's a challenge to manage operations. What could possibly go wrong with owning 50 Jimmy Johns? People don't show up, equipment fail, run out of bread, no tomatoes, we need onions. Many different things can happen. Tryon allows us to really focus on the food and the operations of the restaurant.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Andy Appleby. I'm the owner and CEO of the USPBL. We're a 4-team league. We play at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. Tryon has a wealth of resources that we can tap into when unique HR issues arise, even including visa and immigration issues related to our players. Tryon has helped us to get our baseball season up and running every year and has made a difficult task much easier.
That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood, because strong neighbors mean stronger communities.
Where good neighbors do great things.
Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
It's game time, everyone. Day 2 of the championship weekend here in the USPBL. The Beavers and the Mammoths squaring off for a trip to the championship game tomorrow to take on the Unicorns. Let's take a look at the Mammoth starting defense presented by Three-Dimensional Services Group. Look out the outfield, you got Jose Cedeno in left, Nick Pastor in center, Drew Fleming in right, and in the infield, on the left side, you got Dre Williams-Nelson at third, Colby Seltzer at short. On the right side of the infield, Jake Walker at second, Fox Liam over at first, and behind the dish for the starting pitcher Carter Fitzpatrick is Hank Dotson. And Carter Fitzpatrick has been really phenomenal since coming into the USPBL just a few weeks ago. In his last outing, he had 13 strikeouts against the Hoppers. That was a couple weeks ago, and he's been really solid coming out to this team and looking to bring the Mammoths back to the championship game.
Fitz is a guy that had over 100 strikeouts last year at Wayne State, and he has not skipped a beat since coming onto the Mammoths team. You look at the numbers, a 2.31 ERA, a 3-0 record. He's making his 5th start of the season with Westside, and a 26 strikeout to 7 walk ratio. That's pretty sweet in 23 1/3 innings pitched, so you know he's going to fill up the zone. He's got a lot of really nice stuff from that right side, a cutter, a curveball, changeup, and a slide piece as well. Barely throws that slider. But one thing, the head coach of the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers, John Dombrowski, was actually Fitzpatrick's head coach at Wayne State. So he's putting his best lineup there out against Carter, and he knows his tendencies a bit. Head coach Taylor Jellikowski of the Mammoths hoping for a long, strong start from Carter to put his team in a good spot.
It's going to be a great one here tonight, folks. I'm excited to see what Carter Fitzpatrick does here as he steps on the mound. We're going to be playing 9 full innings here tonight, folks. No 2.5-hour rule in the playoffs. I was about to get ready to get underway here in this USPBL semifinal matchup. Winner takes on the Unicorns, the defending champs from a season ago. We'll see if the Mammoths get back there for a rematch, or if the Beavers, their last trip was in 2022, and looking to bring home their 4th title in program history.
Yeah, it'd be pretty sweet either way. I mean, these Beavers, from where they started this season to being able to have a shot at the championship game and win it, that's something, but also a rematch from last year and a rematch between the Unicorns and the Westside Woolly Mammoths from last week. I mean, that game was a doozy, and if we can see that one more time, that's going to be complete theater.
About to get underway. The first pitch is just going to be inside for a ball at 6:32 p.m. It's 66 degrees, mostly cloudy. That one hits the strike zone. 1-1 on that 92-mile-per-hour cutter.
Yeah, it's a brisk day. Guys got their long sleevers on. Not the pitchers, though. That's just how it goes.
On the ground, right over to Dre Williams-Nelson. He'll throw it over to Fox Liam, and that's how our game begins.
One of Dre's only few games here at third base. He's usually the second baseman for this squad, but with Jake Walker feeling more comfortable over it too, Dre, who plays all over the diamond, feels very comfortable at the hot corner, and he starts it off with a very nice play. Open up the ball game.
Now brings up Ray Hilbrick, the batting champ from a season ago, was 2 for 5 in the ball game last night. Takes a swing and a miss that was inside to him.
Just a couple of 3-run innings from these Beavers. Got it done last night. 3 in the 3rd and then 3 more in the 5th to win 6-4.
This is low. 1-1, the off speed. Well, it was just great to see how the Beavers were able to pull it out. The Hoppers gave them everything they can, especially in that 9th inning when they rallied. But they were able to hold on.
A tying run came to the plate, nobody out. Brett Irwin. And he buckled up and finished out that inning very strong with a couple of strikeouts and a flyout. We might see Irwin again later today. He did pitch 2 relief innings yesterday, but if needed, he's strong enough to go late in this ball game, depending on the score.
You want to have the guys that you need, your reliable arms in these crucial moments, especially in these single game elimination. There's no best of 3, best of 5, best of 7, none of that. He, unfortunately, as Hilbert continues to foul off pitches.
And sometimes that can benefit other teams. The Beavers, if they had to play a 5-game series against the Hoppers, I think it's a lot closer than that 1-game single elimination for all the marbles.
It's a lot more pressure on the managers and the strategy and the decisions they have to make. This one chopped foul at home plate. It was off of Hilbrick.
Beavers had a nice game plan last night against Pierce Banks. they were able to grind and battle and get his pitch count up high, fouling off 2 strike pitches. And they knocked out Pierce early in the 5th inning. If they can have that same sort of game plan today against Carter Fitzpatrick and dip into this Mammoth bullpen early on, they're going to have a good chance.
Here on the ground, over to Fox Liam, bobbled it, holds the throw over to Fitzpatrick, and they're able to get him just in time. It was a little bit close, but they're able to beat out Hilbrick.
It's a great play from Fox, being able to recover after the bobble. Popped in and out of his glove, left a little bit of a high throw, and Hilbrick came down nearly on top of the foot of Fitzpatrick, and that's what sent him twirling to the ground.
As we now bring up Matt Piotrowski. Piotrowski swings at the first pitch on a line, but it's going to go foul right in front of Drew Fleming.
0 for 4 day with a walk yesterday for Matt. He was named the MVP of the league and also the batting title champion. So the Beavers in the last 2 seasons with a couple of batting champs in Hilbrick and Piotrowski.
It looked like he broke his bat. He's sending over to the dugout to get a new one.
Yeah, just off the very end. That'll break it, especially on a cold day. It just feels like fall playoff baseball, you know, when you get into October in the big leagues and everybody's wearing their turtlenecks and long sleeves and it's just a brisk day. That's how it feels right now.
So Piotrowski taking the long trip back to home plate. You know, it feels like an eternity making that walk.
You're definitely getting your steps in.
So it's 0-1. Piotrowski was 1 for 4 last night, was named MVP of the league in the awards ceremony before the game. Just an incredible season for him. Also the batting champ, hitting .340 on the season. And it's just been fun to see how he's grown as a player and has helped this team since the beginning of the season.
He's grown himself and he's helped grow this team.
1-1 pitch. Swings and misses at that cutter way outside.
He was really the catalyst to start the resurgence of the Beaver team playing better baseball in early June up until now.
Piotrowski lines one. That one is going to drop into foul ground.
It's a pitch that Matt needs to get a little bit quicker on because Fitzpatrick's coming in a fastball at 93, 94 miles per hour. Saw that a little bit yesterday when Brett Irwin was on the bump against the Hoppers. Just got to get that foot down a second earlier and get out in front. It's the second time Piotrowski's just been a tad bit late on that fastball.
The 1-2 swing and a miss. Got him on the nasty breaking pitch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Carter Fitzpatrick as he sits down the Beavers in order. We head to the home half of the first. The Mammoths come up to the plate, and we come back right here on the USPBL Network.
Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great time at Jimmy John's Field experiencing another exciting baseball game. This ballpark is one of many quality of life recreational assets Macomb County has to offer. And as you leave here today, let me invite you to explore Macomb County's diverse range of outdoor assets by visiting MakeMacombeYourHome.com. You'll find the Macomb County's trails are open year-long and available for walking, running, biking, as well as paddling along the Clinton River. In Macomb County, there is something for everyone. Find out more about Macomb County's 4 seasons of fun by visiting MakeMacombeYourHome.com. Now let's play ball.
Welcome back, everyone. The home half of the first. So we take a look at the Beavers defensive alignment presented by Three Dimensional Services Group. You got Pablo Ruiz in left, Chase Rodriguez in center, Ray Hilbrick in right. And then you got Christian Ortega at third, Ben Wilcoxon at short, Matt Piotrowski at second, Joe Burke over at first, and behind the dish is Rocco Stevanovic for the starting pitcher here for the Beavers here tonight, Sam Bass. And he has been another guy that has come on into the scenes really well here into the USPBL, making his 5th start on the season, ERA below 1 as you take a look at his numbers right here, Tom. And it's been impressive to see having another reliable arm to back up Greg Lokinen, who was really phenomenal last night looking to do the same thing here to get the Beavers to the championship game tomorrow.
Nearly the same amount of innings pitched for Bass than Fitzpatrick. So both guys with about a little upwards of 20 innings pitched, but 30 Ks in 26 innings, impressive stuff. And you got to look at that ERA, a .69 ERA, just 2 earned runs in 26 innings. The league is hitting a .219 average against him, and since coming onto the scene, Sam Bass has been a very bright spot in the starting role for the Beavers this year, along with Greg Lokinen.
He has a 3-pitch mix here, Tom. He has a slider, a 4-seamer, and the splitter he rarely uses. As the first pitch to Nick Pastor is fouled off. Thrown right near the middle of 89 as we take a look at the numbers for Pastor. Played in every game for the Mammoths this season with a .293 average. Fouls that fastball off again, 0-2.
Last time out for Sam was a start against the Unicorns. He went 6 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 earned run, and 6 strikeouts.
Bass with the 0-2. On the ground, right over to Joe Burke, who throws over to Sam Bass, steps on the base, and he's retired, 1 gone.
We saw it a lot yesterday. The clutch swings with runners in scoring position was the difference. I know Joe Burke went deep with a 2-run shot in the 5th, but Blake Bean, he clutched up with a couple of runners aboard with the double to score 2. And Stefanovic, that we'll see later, who's doing the catching right now on the left side of your screen, less than 2 outs, runner on third. You got to do a job, and he hit a fly ball deep to center to score the run. Mammoths got to compete with that and also have those clutch swings.
Oh! Right over to Francis Florentino, and he's down.
That got him in the noggin. That was all helmet. My goodness. A guy that's just recovering back from injury takes one square up. That actually got him on the jaw protector that you see a lot of guys wearing on their helmet. It's just a little bit of a protection for the chin, the jaw, the mouth area, and that's where the ball got him. Wow.
So take a look at him right now, and
this early in the ball game too. Florentino, an undrafted free agent to the Brewers back in 2016. He's already been signed to the Twins out of this organization in the past. Out of Katui, Dominican Republic. He's on his back right now as trainer Kyle Sroka taking a look at him.
Connor Thomasic's giving him a glass of water as they take a look at him and making sure everything's all good with him.
As we stand by, too, I want to wish a speedy recovery to Kyle Sroka, the trainer, right at the hip of Francis there. His father, Tom, he went through surgery, a quadruple bypass today, and I just want to wish him a speedy recovery. The entire organization of the USPBL wishes him all the best.
Yeah, same to him. And
I'm glad Florentino's looking all right, though. I mean, he took one off the kisser, and he's going to head on down to first. My goodness. That's a warrior.
Yeah, able to stay in the ball game is the 2 guys they have on the bench, Zach Beadle and Anthony Sharkus.
And Shark a little bit banged up, too. You don't want to have to dip over to him if you unless it's absolutely necessary.
Well, he would be in the DH spot. It's not like you have to go play in the field, but
defensive changes could be made, but Florentino going to definitely take his time. First base coach Jacob Raymond's all over it. And that's just a pitch that got away from Bass. 90-mile-an-hour fastball that rode high and tight. And Francis, who was heading downhill to swing at the baseball, was head in the zone, hovering over the inside portion of the plate. And the ball just went up and got him. And that's why you wear that little extra protective piece. There's some screws that you can put in on the ear hole of your helmet, and that adds a little extra protection with that guard over the chin. Definitely comes into play there and saves some surgery from Florentino as well.
So now brings up Fox Liam as Florentino stays in the game at first. On missed outside, ball 1. Liam hitting .283 on the season. Had 6 home runs and 22 RBIs in his second year in the league. Drives one down the right field line, but foul. 1-1 on Liam.
Fox has only gotten better throughout the entire year, swinging the bat. 36 walks to 36 strikeouts this year. Dead even. Nearly a quarter of his plate appearances, he walks to first or walks back to the dugout.
That last pitch was that slider right down the heart of the middle, as Liam just didn't get a good break on it.
Just a little bit early on the swing. That's why hitting a baseball is one of the toughest things to do in sports, because number one, you have to time it up, and two, you have to catch the barrel. You have to get a good piece of the bat, put a nice swing on it.
Now the 2-1, way outside again with that slider for ball 3. Take a look at our umpires here tonight. Behind the plate is Robert Lothian. And over on the first base side is Sal Jocko, and third base umpires over at second base right now, Aaron Woodbury. Our umpires for the championship weekend. As Bastos over the first base. Three and one on Fox Liam. One out and a runner on first here in the bottom of the first inning. Skies this one up, but going to go behind the plate and out of play.
Yeah, Fox wants that one back. 79 miles an hour at the very heart of the zone, right down the middle, just underneath it by a bit. Fox out of Coastal Carolina and Mizzou, played a ton of Division I college baseball and thrived in his time as a student athlete.
Look at the count through in this game here tonight. As that one misses low and inside.
A little bit of control issues for Bass early on, something that he can correct on a dime, but it doesn't get any easier with the man Colby Seltzer coming to the dish. A 3-run home run in his last game that he played against the Unicorns last week.
And it was a line drive over that left field wall of 318 feet. He was also the Defensive Player of the Year and Developmental Player of the Year. Got that recognition in the award ceremony last night.
Well deserved. As Justin Karn, assistant coach of the Mammoths, said on the broadcast yesterday, nobody deserves it more than Colby.
He's earned his spot here in the cleanup spot. It's really grown a lot, during his time in the USPBL from last year till today, and takes a big hack and miss in that slider quickly in an 0-2 spot. But the production he's been able to do, second in home runs in the league at 8 behind Noah Marcoux. He's drove in 28, 42 hits, hitting over 300.
Best average on the team by a total of 17 points. Pastor in second at 293.
0-2, Bass bluffs over at second. First disengagement in this at bat. Now the 0-2. Missed high. The throw back over to second. Florentino was on the move, and he slides into third safely without a throw from Will Coxon.
I like the thought process from Stefanovic, but his throw just a little bit wide to the first base side of the bag. And you can see here Florentino knew he was dead to rights if he goes back to the base. So he put on the brakes and turned back towards third. In a situation like that, when you're getting backpicked at second and you know you're going to be out by a couple of steps, just take off for third. And it worked out considering the ball was in the dirt, bobbled by Will Coxon, and there was no clean, quick throw to Ortega at third.
Now the 1-2 is that one stopped in the dirt. Good play by Stefanovic to pick that one up. Puts more pressure on the Beavers now with Florentino 90 feet from home.
Anybody who's going to get out of the inning on a ground ball on the infield, it's going to be this Beaver team right here. Sam just needs to roll one.
Looks over at the runners on the third, pitching on the third base side of the rubber, and he gets a huge strikeout. Colby Seltzer swings and misses on that slider at the top part of the zone.
It's a great pitch at 82. Starts in on the upper inside corner and swings back to the middle. And Seltzer just a little bit underneath the baseball. Huge strikeout.
Brings up Drew Fleming now. with 2 gone and runners on the corners. Bass takes a long look and throws. First pitch misses low and outside. It's been great for Fleming this year as well, Tom. 7 homers on the season for the man out of Davison, Michigan.
He's brought his pop over from Concordia, where he finished up his final season this year. Over 50 home runs in his last 2 seasons of college baseball.
Just incredible to see, and having a guy like that, it's just already stacked lineup that they had at the beginning of the season. As Fleming sends it right on the ground, a 1 hop to Will Coxon. Look at the force out at second. And the Mammoths threaten but do not score as they strand 2 as we head to the second. We're back after this here on the USPBL Network.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
With a transforming world, we can see how drastically the world is heading towards automation. And so, we need 24/7 surveillance and security systems for our homes and businesses to avoid any theft or breach of privacy. JARBCOM brings the installation of security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARBCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARBCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarbcom.com.
About to start inning number 2 of this USPBL semifinal game here in day 2 of championship weekend. No score between the Beavers and Mammoths. Alex Johnson and Tom Cavanaugh with you for the call. Carter Fitzpatrick back to work. He threw a 1-2-3 inning in the first. He'll face the heart of the order, Joe Burke, Chase Rodriguez, and Christian Ortega. The Mammoths had a chance to score. They stranded 2 runners with 1 out and couldn't cash them in.
Yeah, Bass was able to correct quickly after hitting Florentino and walking Liam on a long at-bat. Seltzer with a huge strikeout, and then a ground ball from Fleming ended the inning. It was on Bass there to quickly correct and finish out the frame to allow no runs. And Carter Fitzpatrick, same sort of thing without the control issues. He gets the strikeout and a couple of weak groundouts in his first inning.
He'll face the man that came up huge last night for the Beavers, Joe Burke.
Well-deserved player of the game for the 4-year vet.
Right at the knees, said home plate umpire Robert Lovian, 2-1 on that fastball.
And Fitz is bringing it right now, anywhere from 91 to 94 miles an hour with the fastball.
Takes a big hack and miss, goes back at 91 again. And it was great to see Burke come up huge. Went 2 for 4 last night. Just incredible stuff for him, being a veteran on this team, having a guy who's been in this league for so long to rally the other guys in as he misses that one high at 93.
He's seen both sides of the field, too, as a player and a coach. I'm sure he loves it a lot more when he's on the field hitting homers and taking walks.
Back-to-back fastballs that were way above the zone, and it's a free pass for Joe Burke. Now it's Chase Rodriguez's turn. He's been another guy that has really stepped up, hitting .309 on the season. Goes with the off speed that time at 73. It's the strike zone.
Utilizing that changeup and curveball well is Fitzpatrick. The only pitch that's really missed outside the zone has been the fastball. but he's had success with it as well to start tonight's game.
1-1 now. He goes back with the changeup, stopped by Dotson in the dirt.
These hitters also having to work a little extra hard, considering the shade is about halfway between the pitcher's mound and home plate. That ball starts in the sun and ends in the shade. You got to pick it up a little quicker.
This is outside again at 89 for ball 3.
This is where Chase is going to get a really good pitch. Got to capitalize here. Hugging the line and right is Fleming.
Took a big hack at it with the fastball. Count reads full now on Rodriguez. Working quickly is Fitzpatrick as he fouls that one back to the screen.
That was Chase's pitch right there, 88, top of the zone. Just a little bit underneath. He was all over it timing-wise. Outfield plays Rodriguez fairly deep beside Cedeno in left.
Payoff pitch again, and misses that one just low with the breaking ball. So 2 walks to start the inning for Birmingham. And now it's Christian Ortega.
Both pitchers with some command issues to start our ball game. It was a walk and a hit by pitch on this hand of Sam Bass, and now back-to-back walks to start out the second for Fitzpatrick.
Ortega did not play in the game last night. It starts off with a nice breaking pitch right down the middle, 0-1.
Yeah, Chris and Vasily Kaludis splitting time over there at third base. They both play the position well and have a strong bat.
5 homers on the year for Ortega, the home run derby champion during the All-Star game 2 months ago from yesterday. So first and second here for the Beavers, nobody out. A prime opportunity. They scored early on in the ball game. They got 3 runs in that 3rd inning. They got to Pierce Banks and cut his night short.
There's a hit parade in that 3rd frame. 3 straight hits spanning from Wilcoxon to Hilbrick.
1-2 pitch coming. Goes with that fastball at 94. Hardest we've seen Fitzpatrick throw so far. The 2-2 dropped in the dirt. Good stop by Hank Dotson.
Missing low with that breaking pitch, that curveball out of the hand of Fitzpatrick. It was that 3-2 pitch, not missing by much, to Rodriguez on the inside corner, and that one just spiked. I'd expect Carter to go with a fastball here. I think that's what Ortega's looking for.
We'll see what he does. The payoff pitch just gets a piece of it. Ortega from Miami, Florida. Played his college ball days at Tusculum University Division II school. In his 2nd year in the league. Three-two pitch again, and throws it way outside. And the command has not been there for Fitzpatrick here in this inning.
Yeah, both guys right now not catching the zone. Assistant coach Justin Karn's going to come out and have a conversation. And this is a mechanical change that Fitzpatrick's got to make right here. It could be mental, but I just feel like he's kind of yanking across his body, pulling it into the other batter's box. He's not missing high and tight to righties like Bass was high and tight to Florentino. It's really across the plate outside in that left-handed batter's box.
And he needs something to just reel him in. 3 straight walks here to begin the inning. Bring up another guy who has been really strong for the Beavers since coming onto the scene, Pablo Ruiz.
Pablo's been hot. He's had a double again last night. He's got a heck of a cannon for an arm. Also has the speed, all-around player.
Beavers hitting .222 with the bases loaded this season. Ruiz 0 for 5 in this situation, looking to break that here. The breaking pitch that just missed below the knees.
That's a smart take right there. You got the bases loaded, nobody out. You don't want to get too swing happy, and Ruiz abstains right there as Fitzpatrick's been struggling to find the zone.
Dotson lost the ball as Ruiz holds everyone up, as Dotson didn't know where it was for a second, and then
yeah, if that ball gets away farther from Hank, Burke might have a chance at scoring, but it was right at the feet of our home plate umpire, so no real chance there to try and score with Fitzpatrick covering the plate.
Yeah, it's a smart choice. You don't want to run yourself into an out. Now the 2-0, hits one. Chopper right over to Seltzer, bobbled it, has no play. Looked like they were going to try to get at least one at second, but they come away empty-handed. The bases are still loaded, and the Beavers strike first.
It was on the transfer. Colby went to pop it out of the glove on a little bit of a side angle throw to Walker at second, and on the transfer, it just fed right out of the top of his fingers. That's a big play right there to stay with no outs in the inning.
He was trying to turn the double play, but no, he took that bobble. Stefanovic swings to the first pitch, and this was going to drop into shallow left. One run's going to score, that's Rodriguez. Everyone moves up 90 feet, and the Beavers have a 2-0 lead.
That's why he's one of the leaders. The captain of this team, as I'd like to call him, Rocco Stefanovic, comes through and grips and rips the first pitch he sees. 92-mile-an-hour fastball inside part of the zone, and Rocco gets the barrel there and shoots it into left center field. Here's another look. Didn't get it all, a ton. He just poked it out there to score another run. Well done, Rocco.
It was good work by Cedeno, too, to charge in there.
That saved a run for sure.
Well, Coxon skies one out into shallow right. Fleming hauls it in. Ortega slides back to third. It's not deep enough for him to score. So that's our first out of the inning.
Yeah, now when Drew Fleming's throwing 94 miles an hour off the mound. We've seen in previous games where position players have pitched. Fleming was clocking in around 93, 94, and he's got a heck of an arm in right field. You don't want to test that when he's that shallow.
Yeah, it was in the 9th inning against the Hoppers. They were trailing by 1, and he wasn't throwing on 45, 50. He was getting up there with 94s. That one hits Blake Bean to drive in another run.
This inning has spiraled for the Mammoths. An error and now 4 free passes, 3 walks and a hit batter. Bean caught that right off the big toe.
Let's take a look at it here again. Yep. He felt it off his shoe. Still only 1 out. And this is going to be the 8th man to bat, Ray Hilbrick.
It's just tough working out of a hole when you walk the first 3 batters of the inning. It's almost impossible to not allow a run unless you strike out the next few batters. Beavers doing a nice job of putting the ball in play, making these Mammoths make plays.
Now the 0-1, Hilbrick hits it on the ground to Seltzer. Only has 1 play. He'll throw it over to Liam. Another run scores. And the Beavers keep piling on. They put up a 4 spot here this inning.
That's what you got to do, put the ball in play. Hilbrick broke his bat, but picks up the RBI on a ball the other way.
Puts 2 runners in scoring position now. And this is the kind of start you like to see from the Beavers here, like they did last night. This has been a long inning for Fitzpatrick, as his pitch count's now at 43.
Matt Swilly in the bullpen getting his arms loose. We could see him sooner than later.
Way outside at the fastball. This is not what Westside had in mind, starting out the ball game, but it's still early. A lot of game left. Just got a piece of that curveball.
And we saw that Unicorn team, they were down 3-0 in the first inning. to the Mammoths, and they were able to claw their way back and get a win 5-4. So definitely not out of the realm of possibility for these Mammoths, especially with their high-powered offense.
Anything can happen here in these playoffs, as Fitzpatrick gets a much-needed strikeout as he strikes out Piotrowski for the second time here today. But the Beavers bat around. They score 4 in the driver's seat through 1.5. We'll see how the Mammoths respond here when we come back here for your home for USPBL baseball on day 2 of championship weekend.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal-getter or dream chaser, an empty nester or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
When it's time for baseball, it's time for beer. Two Hearted Ale has been named the #1 beer in America for the past 4 years by members of the American Home Brewers Association. Play ball with the best. Two Hearted Ale, the iconic American IPA from Bell's Brewery, Comstock, Michigan. Please drink responsibly. The Mammoths looking to respond, now trailing 4-0 to the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers in the semifinal game here of the USPBL Championship Weekend presented by InTouch Credit Union. Sam Bass had a little bit of trouble in that first inning, got out of it unscathed, stranding 2 runners. And his offense has given him cushion here as they'll face the 6, 7, 8 hitters of Westside.
And for the Beavers, they're hoping Bass is able to quickly correct with the command. But if he doesn't, these Mammoths got to do exactly what Birmingham did. Take advantage of the free passes and score a few runs to battle back early in this game.
Walker quickly in an 0-2 spot. Man out of Lafayette, Indiana, hitting .243 on the year. Now the 0-2 way outside on that slider. We've seen Walker play mostly third base throughout the season. As Walker goes down swinging, the second strikeout of the ball game for Sam Bass. Chased him way out of the zone there with that slider.
That pitch is going to continue to work. If Bass puts it in that same spot, he'll get a little bite from the bottom half of this order.
Now Hank Dotson takes the first pitch strike.
Just off the plate, not by much. Stevanovic stole that one for a strike.
Yeah. Robert Lovian able to catch on that. Got Dotson the sword swing. Want to keep the momentum up here for the Beavers. Coming in off that huge win last night. Felt pretty good. Looking to bring that same energy here today. Now the 0-2, check swing hit softly over the Bass. He'll toss it over to Burke. And 2 quick outs for Westside this inning.
Sam had Hank Dotson a little unsure in that at-bat. The half swing on strike number 2 and the check swing. Tapper back to the mound. Sam bumping off the rubber right there, able to field and pitch over to Burke. Good start to his second inning.
Exactly what you needed. You didn't want things to get out of hand or want to ease yourself into the ball game. Because it was a few weeks ago where the Mammoths got on to Bass early, 44 pitches in the first inning. There were some mistakes by the Beavers in that game. But then he settled in after that. So you don't want things to spiral down here if you're Bass. Oh, a nasty breaking pitch at 75. Cut inside corner. Williams Nelson doesn't like it.
It just speaks to the type of player Sam Bass is. He's only making his 5th start in the league, and he's getting the nod for the semifinal game from head coach John Dombrowski. That's saying something in his production and success in the short time that he's been on the Beavs.
He's earned his spot. It's chopped foul off of Trey Williams Nelson. And he's been a good counterpiece. We've talked about Greg Lokinen a lot and all the accolades he has accomplished this season, being pitcher of the year. Right back up the middle. Piotrowski, backhanded play. The throw will not be in time. Dre Williams Nelson beats it out for an infield single.
First knock of the day for the Mammoths. That ball just gets past the glove of Bass. Stuck it out for a moment. And about half the league, Piotrowski might get out on that, but definitely not Dre Williams Nelson, one of the faster guys in the USPBL. He was there by a mile.
Yeah, you like the effort play. Not letting that one go in and giving up on the play. Jose Cedeno lost track of the ball. And Williams Nelson will dive into second base.
Down 4 runs early, got to be aggressive. And Dre exemplifies that right there as the ball bounces off of Stefanovic, who might have had a throw. He just bobbled the ball when he tried to barehand it.
It'll go down as a passed ball. Fouled off that fastball, Jose Cedeno. A guy that has done really well turning the lineup over, hitting .264 on the year.
He's brought up the rear nicely. 33 hits, 4 homers, and looking for his 20th RBI.
Slider misses inside at 80 miles an hour. And it's been great to see how this Westside lineup has been really dangerous all year long from top to bottom. So much production that Coach Taylor Jellikowski has with this squad. And that's why they've produced the most runs out of any team in the league. Mammoths looking to rally here with 2 outs. Trailing by 4 in the bottom of the second. Winner plays the Unicorns tomorrow in the championship game. That slider finds the outside part of the plate.
Nice little backdoor slide piece there from Bass, trying to battle back in this AB.
Now the 3-2. Cedeno just got a piece of that one.
2-out hitting. It's going to be a pivotal point of this game. Beavers didn't have to do much of it last inning with the bases loaded, nobody out. It'll come into play later in this ball game, though.
Payoff pitch upstairs. Keeps the inning going. Cedeno does his job.
Wasn't chasing anything too high. That ball up near the shoulders, near the chin of Cedeno. Really tall lefty. He's going to put 2 on.
Pastor grounded out to first. His last time up. First and second. First pitch at that slider upstairs. He's been using that a lot here so far. Now the 0-1, fastball outside. Westside hitting .279 as a team with runners in scoring position. As that's a really great pitch right down the middle with that slider once again. That's been his go-to pitch. You know, he uses that about 56% of the time.
He got Walker to strike out on that same pitch to start this inning.
We'll see if he goes back to that or he goes fastball. 1-2. Way up in the air into shallow left center. Right over there is Ben Wilcoxon. Takes a few feet into the grass and makes the catch. The Mammoths strand 2 more. Can't bring them in. Heading to the third. It's 4-0 Beavers here in the semifinal game here on the USPBL network.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood
and reset our life around zapping stuff and cheering for stuff with your friends. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is making a Fifth Third better.
Carter Fitzpatrick back on the bump as he warms up for the 3rd inning of play. 4-0 Birmingham over Westside here in this 2024 USPBL Championship Weekend, the semifinal game presented by InTouch Credit Union. Alex Johnson, Tom Cavanaugh with you all weekend long. The Beavers sent everyone to the plate, scored 4 runs, a couple of free passes, an error, an RBI single by Rocco Savanovic, and they're looking to add on some more here.
They were helped out by the arm of Fitzpatrick in that last frame. Only 1 hit. That was from Rocco Stefanovic. He had an RBI swing into left center field. Only hit of a 4-run inning.
Fitzpatrick looking for a quicker inning. He throws that breaking pitch into the strike zone. 1-1. Gets him with the fastball at the knees. 1-2.
Yeah, it'll save his outing if he's able to have a quick one. Just looking at pitch count. They're going to stretch him longer than usual today, but he's up into the 80s, 90s in the 4th inning. I mean, that's when you kind of have to make the leash a little tighter.
Berg sends this one up in the air into right. Fleming in foul ground. Had it in his glove and dropped it.
Just glanced off the tip. It was Fleming who was jogging over at first, then realized the ball was continuing to fade. Then he put the Jets on and was probably a step too far from the reach.
Keeps the at-bat alive. Don't want that to come back and cost you. 1-2. Hit on the ground. Diving forward is Dre Williams-Nelson.
Wow.
Low throw to Liam. Couldn't get into his glove. It was a great throw by Williams-Nelson. Liam unable to scoop it up, and Joe Burke is aboard.
Great play from Dre. He had to go a long way for that ball. He was hugging the third base line, dove, bobbled the ball for a minute, just knocked it down in front of him. It found his hand. I mean, look at that. Knocks it over to his bare hand side, leaves the throw low, and Liam was just unable to pick the ball. It's going to go down as an error. Check that. That's going to be a base hit.
And they recorded that on the scoreboard. As Chase Rodriguez now steps in, and you don't want to make those kind of plays. Well, we're only in the 3rd inning, but you're trailing by 4 runs.
That should have been a base hit if it's most third basemen in this league. But Dre, so quick laterally, he was able to get over there in time, knock it down. He was going to be a bang-bang play regardless. If the throw was on the money, Burke was out.
But these Beavers, they're going to find ways to keep on battling and take advantage of the mistakes.
They always do.
lost command, that breaking pitch. Two and one now on Rodriguez, the man out of Las Vegas. Now 3-1 after that last pitch was way out of the zone. Three-one pitch, chopper over to Liam, trying to turn two, Seltzer to one, and they'll only get that as the relay back to first is not in time as Rodriguez is able to beat it out.
Great play from Fox. This is a high bounce on a backhand to Liam, and he carries those momentum with him, goes to second, beautiful throw, and just not in time. It's tough to get Chase Rodriguez, another one of the fastest players in the league.
Goes down as a fielder's choice 3-6 on the play. Take a runner out of scoring position. 1 on and 1 out for Ortega. There's a dart in the low middle part of the strike zone.
Walking a run scored last time for Chris.
Beavers up 4. And Ortega fouls that one away.
Control definitely more dialed in this inning for Carter Fitzpatrick. Started off the second with 3 straight walks. They were all competitive at-bats, all went to a full count, and he just could not finish them. And so far to start the third, it's been good.
His pitch count close to 60 as he gets a swing and a miss. Low in the zone, Ortega was going after it. And that's strikeout number 3 on the evening for Fitzpatrick.
Nasty pitch at 76, darting below the zone. Got him swinging.
Pablo Ruiz now steps in, reached on an error his last time up. And what we liked I've seen from the Beavers, from day one onwards is how the team has bought in, and you give credit to John Dombrowski and Nick Caruso for getting these guys together because it's tough. We're going out of a 3-13 start of the year, and then you bring new guys to the table, trying to get them adjusted on the fly. And they came out hot out of the All-Star break. They did cool off a little, but they've been able to be right neck and neck with the other 3 teams in the league the rest of the way.
They were. I mean, you said it. They bought in. These guys never lost faith in their talents and their ability to win this league all season long.
Swing and a miss. Going to be a drop third strike. All the way back to the backstop. Dotson has no throw, and the inning will continue.
Dotson was set up to throw out the runner at second base, so his body shifted back inside towards the righty. That pitch darted down and away. Hank had to reach all the way across of his body and just could not grab it. That's just unlucky. With Rodriguez trying to steal, Dotson put himself in a position to make the play, but put himself out of position to catch strike 3.
Stefanovic drove in a run on the first pitch he saw into shallow left center.
Love the turtleneck look for Ronco, by the way. That just reminds me of October playoff baseball.
Yeah, 66 degrees. We're getting into that time of the year where summer, especially still summer technically, but it's going to be fall in a couple weeks, and then it's going to get colder outside. And that time of the year, it's always a good time in fall. And Stefanovic sends one out of play with all the holidays coming around the corner, Halloween, Thanksgiving, that time of year, and going out to cider mills and football games. And
any football Sunday's a holiday for me, man. And Saturdays too.
1-2, missed outside. And then you'll have the MLB playoffs starting up right at the end of September, early October.
It's a big spot for Fitzpatrick right here to close the door in the third and get his offense back in with a 4-run deficit.
Check swing, he did go around. A huge strikeout for Carter Fitzpatrick to strand 2 Beavers and keep it a 4-0 ball game, as that's our 5th third bank, 5th third out of the game. He got 3 strikeouts in that inning, and a huge momentum boost for Fitzpatrick as he steps off the mound. It's going to be JJ the Water Boy coming out to give our infield umpire, Sal Jocko, a drink of water. Michigan First Credit Union are sponsoring JJ the Water Boy all year long. Now he'll get a nice treat for all his work he does here night in and night out. We'll step aside for a moment. We'll be back for the bottom of the third right here on the USPBL Network.
Andy Appleby. I'm the owner and CEO of the USPBL. We're a 4-team league. We play at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. Tryon has a wealth of resources that we can tap into when unique HR issues arise, even including visa and immigration issues related to our players. Tryon has helped us to get our baseball season up and running every year and has made a difficult task much easier.
That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Bottom of the third inning here at Jimmy John's Field. Day 2 of Championship Weekend presented by InTouch Credit Union. 4-0 lead for Birmingham Bloomfield over Westside. Alex Johnson and Tom Cavanaugh with you for the call here tonight and all weekend long. Sam Bass gets back on the bump. The Mammoths have stranded 4 runners in the ball game, 2 in the combined innings. Need to come through here with the heart of the order due up. You got Florentino, Liam, and Seltzer.
Mammoths don't need them all back at one time, but getting 1 or 2, just chipping away as we enter close to the middle innings of this ball game. It'll pay off in the end. It's a lot tougher to be down 4 or 5 runs with just 2-3 innings to play with than at this stage of the game where they can battle back.
Right on here, Tom, and they could chip away at it and get a couple runs here and there as Florentino swings and misses that one in the dirt.
Good to see Francis looking healthy after taking one in the dome on the only pitch that he saw today.
And he went down with his reaction and with that fastball. It was like at 90 miles an hour.
I tell you what, he's still, I mean, foot right towards the pitcher. He's all over these pitches. I couldn't say the same thing after getting caught with 90 miles an hour in the face.
Foul tip into the glove for strike 3. It's another punch out for Sam Bass here tonight.
Bass has allowed 2 base runners each of the first 2 innings of his night, but has found a way to get out of the jams in each of the first 2. That's what we said. It's going to be clutch hitting. I mean, Stefanovic came through bases loaded with a swing. Ray Hilbrick put the ball in play with less than 2 outs for an RBI ground out. So with guys on base or even in scoring position for that matter, got to have a big swing and find some green in the gap.
Exactly what you need to do here. 0-1, swing and a miss at the fastball. Got him in that top part of the zone. Liam walked this last time up. Bass looking to stay in control. The 0-2 drops in the dirt. Pitch count at 47 for Bass right now. It's solid.
It's manageable at this point in the game.
Now the 1-2. Just flared that slider a little bit too much, but Liam was late.
Yeah, something that's not going to help that pitch count is facing a guy like Fox Liam. He now has more walks, than strikeouts after he went on the base on balls last time. 37 walks on the season. That's incredible.
Outside for ball 2.
And he just makes you work. Foul pitch after foul pitch. Bass has to throw the kitchen sink at him.
2-2 authoring. And, oh, that was really, Bass didn't like that one.
Definitely not. I mean, that was all over the top of the zone at the letters from our angle. Here's another look.
Couldn't have asked for anything better.
I get it. It looked a little high.
Popped up, right out into left. Ruiz is underneath it, and he'll make the catch. No harm there.
Just had to use a couple extra pitches. He's now eclipsed 50 on the night. And even when Fox finds himself out, it's still a very good at-bat. Quality at-bat, as they call it.
Well, he does his job. Getting more walks than strikeouts, being a disciplined guy, even though has a lot of power. It just really shows how different of a player he is, and able to be aware of where the pitchers are being thrown at to you, because oftentimes people try to go for power when they have those kind of numbers, but having that discipline gives you an extra advantage.
Also benefits the guys behind you, the Colby Seltzers and Drew Flemings of the world, because you find a guy on base. I mean, if you're 3 hitters hitting for power but also walking half the time, that bodes well for the meat of your lineup, the 4, 5, 6 hitters.
And you want to be able to have guys to contribute, hitting over 300, and instead of just hitting under 200 with 15 home runs. You want to have that when to get to that next stage in your career. 1-2, misses upstairs with the slider. Pass gets into his windup. The 2-2. Seltzer drives one out into center on a line right over to Rodriguez, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Heading to the 4th. Beavers up 4 here in the semifinal game. This is your home for USPBL baseball.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
Fourth inning we go here in this semifinal game between the Beavers and Mammoths. Winner will take on the Unicorns in the championship game tomorrow at 6:30 right here on the USPBL network. The Mammoths trying to get back there, trying to get a rematch against the Unicorns, losing to them in the championship game a year ago. The Beavers looking to get back there after a 1-year hiatus.
Fitzpatrick looking to have another strong inning. I know he did give up a base hit and a drop third strike in that third. There's been base runners every inning but the first. It was a very clean first frame, and since then the Beavers have really gotten to him.
It'll be the 9-1-2 hitters for Birmingham, Wilcoxon, Bean, and Hilbrick. Don't want to get too comfortable with this lead right now. Wilcoxon being aggressive, swinging on the first pitch, and flies out to shallow right center to Nick Pastor.
And with Fitzpatrick hovering around 70 pitches at the moment, I see him going another inning, maybe the 5th inning he's able to complete, unless another long one is able to unfold for the Beaver hitters. You got Matt Swilly ready in the bullpen. He's got the sweatshirt on, staying warm. He would be next.
You want to be able to ride out your stars as much as you can, and you want to be able to get to the championship tomorrow and have your guys, your bullpen ready to go, especially with the Unicorns having a week off. They'll be fully loaded and rested. Missed up high for ball 3. Bean was clutch early on in the ball game yesterday with that 2-run double in the 3rd down the right field line as he takes a 4-pitch walk right there.
Second time he finds the base paths today after being hit by a pitch with the bases loaded in the 2nd. And Bean's always a threat on the base path, especially with less than 2 outs. Got a chance to steal on Hank Dotson behind the plate.
Bean's been impressive, since coming over into the league, and see if you can try to steal second.
You don't want to change your game plan too much if you're Birmingham as well. Want to stay aggressive on the base paths and keep getting those clutch swings and put the pressure on Westside. A 4-0 lead is nothing for these Mammoths right now.
High chopper right over to Fox Liam, leaps for it, and he'll step on the bag, taking away a base hit. Great work by Liam.
Fox with the hops. Way to elevate, big fella. That ball was up there. He gets it right in the top of his webbing. Nice play for out number 2.
Bean is able to advance to second based on how that ball was positioned up, and no chance to turn 2. Now Matt Piotrowski swings at the first pitch, right out into right center. A little more than shallow, but Nick Pastor able to make the catch, and the Mammoths have a quick inning there. Heading to the bottom of the 4th, still 4-0 Beavers here in day 2 of championship weekend here at the USPBL. We're back here on the USPBL network.
Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great time at Jimmy John's Field experiencing another exciting baseball game. This ballpark is one of many quality of life recreational assets Macomb County has to offer. And as you leave here today, let me invite you to explore Macomb County's diverse range of outdoor assets by visiting MakeMacombYourHome.com. You'll find the Macomb County's trails are open year-long and available for walking, running, biking, as well as paddling along with Clinton River. In Macomb County, there is something for everyone. Find out more about Macomb County's 4 seasons of fun by visiting MakeMacombYourHome.com. Now let's play ball.
Taking a look at the USPBL dance crew, who have been phenomenal all year long, providing entertainment for these fans night in and night out.
They got the tumbling crew too with a couple of flips. Watch out.
And they provide first-class entertainment for all these fans, and here at championship weekend, it's been a lot of fun. As we're winding down here, one more game tomorrow before we close out the 2024 USPBL season, the 9th season of this league. It's been great so far. It was great all year long. The playoffs have been really well so far too. It all comes down tomorrow in the championship game. The winner of this game will have a date with the Unicorns tomorrow night.
I can't wait. That's going to be a battle. No matter who they play, the Unicorns, one of these 2 teams are going to give their best.
The Mammoths looking to bring home their first ever championship. Got some work to do. The Beavers looking to make the magical Cinderella run. Like the Unicorns did last year.
It's definitely reachable. You've seen teams do it in the past, as recent as last year. It's got to give you some motivation to go all the way.
1-0 to Fleming. Suns are on the ground on one hop over to Ortega. He'll throw it to Joe Burke, able to pick it up in the dirt. And in 2 pitches, Fleming is out.
Beavers making the clean plays right now. That was a waist-high or chest-high bounce for Ortega. He's one of the best third basemen. He plays there darn near every day. Him and Kalutis split time over there, but you can always trust Christian at that third base position to make a clean play to start an inning.
Exactly what you need to do. Got to make those routine plays. Walker went too far on that swing. He struck out swinging in the first time up. That was in the second inning. He got his first at bat.
Sammy's going to keep using that splitter, or that slider, I should say, against Walker. That's what he struck him out on last time.
Went fastball way in on him. Walker having to make that adjustment from third to second so late in the season. Has done his job, though. And it's tough, you know, you get used to playing one position, then you get told to go over to second and have Dre Williams-Nelson play over at third to get some experience. Want to be able to be versatile as a player. And we've seen Dre out in right field as well, too. And the second time Walker has gone down swinging. Sam Bass has had his number so far here tonight.
He has. That was 90, pumped in the middle of the zone, and Walker just swung right through it. Bass is dialed in. The last base runner he allowed was Jose Cedeno back in the second. Since then, he has retired 6 straight.
Now it's up to Hank Dotson. Dotson grounded out to Bass's first time up. Been a great piece. He came in when Zach Beadle was down and has been steady, backing him up.
Also, only hit so far for the Mammoths was from Dre Williams-Nelson. That was an infield single. Nothing has found the outfield grass yet for Westside.
That slider at the knees, set by the home plate umpire, Robert Lovian. 2 balls and a strike. Way inside. Falling behind. 3 balls and a strike to the number 7 here in this Mammoths lineup tonight, Hank Dotson.
Yeah, Sam's pitch count also climbing a little bit as well.
Down to sword swing. Make it a full count now.
Second time we've seen Hank a little unsure taking those swings. He did a little bit of a sword in his last at-bat. The following swing was a check swing tapper back to Bass at the mound.
Out of 3-2. Swing and a miss. Tipped into the glove, into Savanovic. And it's back-to-back punch-outs for Sam Bass. Still 4-0 Beavers. They have been on a roll here so far, looking to keep it up as they come back up to bat after this break. This is your home for USPBL Baseball Championship Weekend, presented by InTouch Credit Union.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At FSBCares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. FSBCares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood, because strong neighbors mean stronger communities.
Where good neighbors do great things.
Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood
and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be.
Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games.
You know you want to.
Carter Fitzpatrick looking to keep the score where it's at. 4-0 lead for the Beavers over the Mammoths here tonight. Alex Johnson and Tom Cavanaugh with you all weekend here in the final weekend of the season here in the playoffs, and it's been a phenomenal year. All comes down to tomorrow. We're going to see who will take home the championship in the 9th season of the USPBL. Unicorns with 5 titles, the Beavers with 3. And the Beavers are on the way to look for another one.
Definitely have a good chance as it stands right now. Carter Fitzpatrick staying out here in the 5th. We got a little extra time between innings.
We have fans out on the field as they're looking to get them off and giving the players as much time, knowing the playoffs.
Yeah, they're ready to go, though. I mean, Fitzpatrick would rather be throwing right now than standing behind the mound and just kind of waiting.
Yeah, we know there's no time limit in the game. We're playing a full 9 innings here today. Giving players an extended time in between innings, just to know how important this game is. But it's going to be Burke, Rodriguez, and Ortega this inning for Birmingham. Something that the Mammoths have not done, get any production really. The Hoppers were able to come back. They got 2 runs right away after trailing 3-0 in the 3rd inning. Just hasn't been the same for Westside here tonight.
They've just struggled against Sam Bass, who now has 5 strikeouts through 4.
He got in a little bit of trouble, stranded a few runners in the 1st and 2nd. But was able to be locked in since then. Losing his bat for strike 3.
Watch out, Dre Williams-Nelson. Usually we see it head over near the screen and the netting. That one in fair territory.
Look at that again.
We see that happen too often. That's got to be the 8th or 9th time this year I've seen a bat fly out of the hands of a hitter.
Chase Rodriguez now steps in. It's the first time that Fitzpatrick has got the leadoff man out since the 1st inning. That was a ground ball off the bat of Blake Bean. He's got time at home plate as home plate umpire Robert Lothian dusting off home plate.
He's giving Dodson a little bit of time. You can see this spike breaking ball here actually catches a piece of Hank right on that hip flexor, the right hip side. So that's good catcher umpire communication and relationship right there, giving him an extra moment.
Got to have that here in the playoffs, and you know these guys throughout the most of the season.
Yeah, part of being a good catcher is having good relationships with your umpire. You're not going to get any calls if you're rude or don't have a good relationship with the guy behind the plate calling balls and strikes.
3-1 now on Rodriguez. Grounded into a fielder's choice his last time up. Misses that one low.
Second walk of the night for Chase.
Pitch count over 80 now.
It's the 5th walk for Fitzpatrick in this game, along with 1 hit by pitch. That's where a lot of these runs have come from. All 3 walks that Fitz had in the 2nd inning came in to score. The error from Seltzer, that came in to score as well.
Ortega rocks that one foul. Way out of play. And He's 0 for 1 on the night. Only 2 hits for the Beavers, despite having a 4-0 lead. You count all the walks and the errors. Well, just the 1 error, I should say, but the Beavers have just taken advantage of the Mammoths' mistakes, and got to do that, especially in situations like this. 1-1. It's the fastball just on the outside, 1-2.
Approaching 90 for Fitzpatrick. That velocity has ticked down about a mile an hour or 2 lower.
We'll see how much he has left in the tank. Because it gets tough when you get to 90, 95, 100. Now the 1-2 on the ground to Seltzer, could be 2 over to Walker. On the transfer, they get the out at second. Just unable to throw it over to Liam to complete the double play.
Another miscue on the transfer. It was Seltzer back in the second who tried to transfer and bobbled. And now it's Walker. He completes the transfer, but as he goes to throw, it sifts out of his hand. Not the cleanest defense we've seen so far today from one of the best middle infields in the league, rivaling this Beavers team as well with Wilcoxon and Piotrowski. Both Seltzer and Walker have been stout this year.
Keeps it going for Reese. And we don't really see those kind of plays. Now, Seltzer had a bobble early in the ball game, and a play like that where Walker able to get the out at second but unable to turn 2. As Ruiz sends this one into the stands.
Pablo's reached both times today. Reached on that Seltzer error in the second, and then a drop third strike in the third. He was stranded over at first in that inning.
Now the 1-0 was 1-1 rather. Now it's 2-1. Beavers scored all their runs in the second. Haven't gotten anything since.
They've applied pressure. They've put base runners on every inning but the first.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Ruiz steps out of the box. Stevanovic would be next. The 2-2 offering. Just missed outside, not by much, on that breaking pitch for ball 3.
And Fitzpatrick's had some misses that have been wild, not too many. That one, just off the corner. His misses have been right around the zone for the most part.
Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Carter Fitzpatrick. And he strands a runner over at first. Halfway through this ball game, 4-0 Beavers as we head to the bottom of the 5th. This is your home for USPBL baseball.
Andy Appleby. I'm the owner and CEO of the USPBL. We're a 4-team league. We play at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. Tryon has a wealth of resources that we can tap into when unique HR issues arise, even including visa and immigration issues related to our players. Tryon has helped us to get our baseball season up and running every year and has made a difficult task much easier.
That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Fifth Third Bank. Yeah, it's a quirky name. But here's the thing. 5/3 equals 166.7%. So we put 166.7% into everything we do. Like automatically getting you your paycheck up to 2 days early. Giving you well-deserved extra time to avoid overdraft fees. And helping you borrow from your future self. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Bottom of the 5th inning is a 4-0 advantage for the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers over the Westside Woolly Mammoths here in the semifinal game here in the 2024 USPBL playoffs. Alongside Tom Cavanaugh, I'm Alex Johnson. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. And the story here so far is the Beavers got all the runs in the second, capitalize on a few free passes by Carter Fitzpatrick, and able to just pound it down here only with the 2 hits. But that's been the story here so far. The Mammoths haven't had an answer yet.
They have not. They've yet to put on multiple base runners besides the first 2 innings. They've gone 1, 2, 3 in their last 2 frames at the plate. Sam Bass has been locked in. He has retired the last 7 in a row.
They'll face Dre Williams-Nelson, the lone guy with a hit for Westside here tonight. It was an infield single on the ground, rolled over on the right side to Matt Piotrowski. He'll throw it over to Joe Burke. And in 2 pitches, Dre Williams-Nelson is out.
Fast pitch into contact, but he's doing it with good location as well. And that was at the very bottom of the zone at 80 miles an hour. It was a breaking pitch that Nelson went after, thinking it was going to be a little bit higher. It fell down at the knees, below the knees. And Sam Bass got himself a nice routine ground ball.
Now Jose Cedeno steps in. Walked his first time up back in the second. Pitch count just above 70 for Bass through 4 1/3.
I think that was the end of the night for Carter Fitzpatrick as well after 5. You've seen it going back to the locker room. Not for the night, but likely the end of his day on the mound.
Cedeno sends this one out of play. Yeah, just those free passes cost Fitzpatrick that second inning. Just dreaded things out. 4 runs on the board. Everyone came up to the plate that inning. Put yourself in a difficult situation. Well, 4-run deficit for Westside. Oh, it's manageable. But the offense needs to wake up. Well, this is a team that hasn't played since Saturday.
Got a ton of talent on this team. They're yet to flex their power.
Kind of like you see, in the playoffs where the top 2 teams in each league get a bye in the wild card round, and you don't play till that Friday or Saturday. Have time off as Cedeno goes down swinging. Nasty slider way below the zone.
That counts 6 now for Sam Bass. All swinging strikeouts as well.
He just loves using it.
Yeah.
Oftentimes we've seen people use their fastball a lot more. There's a few guys here and there they'll use an off speed more than their fastball, but Bass is one of those guys.
Somewhat of a backwards pitcher. That can be very successful when you use it the right way.
1-0, line foul. And that's exactly what you got to do here if you're Bass, is able to locate your pitches and utilize them and mix them up. So mostly those 2 pitches we've seen for him so far. Is that one just missed high, 2-1. He's about to throw his 80th pitch of the night. Grounded that one foul. 0 for 2 night for Pastor. A ground out and a pop out. Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Sam Bass has been on fire so far.
He's dialed in, baby.
3 straight innings of sending down the Mammoths in order. Headed to the 6th inning. The Beavers are having fun. Up 4-0 over Westside here in the semifinal game of the USPBL Championship Weekend. We're back. This is your home for USPBL baseball.
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
Welcome back, everyone. Carter Fitzpatrick's night is done. Matt Swilley will take the bump as his team is trailing 4-0 to the Beavers. Swilley has been a really strong piece. He's only been in the league not too long, as he's thrown 13 innings for the Mammoths so far this season, looking to keep the deficit where it's at. He's the guy to brew in a lot of heat. His fastball in the upper 90s, around 95, 96, 97. He's going to try to shut down the Beavers here and give his offense a chance.
Trying to be the stopper, put together a few more zeros on the scoreboard and just continue to stave off this Beaver team, giving the Mammoths a chance on offense. Swilley was a 2009 round draft pick in the 20th round to the 21st round, to the Tampa Bay Rays. He also he's played in almost every single independent ball league. He's played over in the Australian Baseball League. Earlier this season, he was with the Fargo Redhawks in the American Association. The 6'3", 205, 34-year-old out of San Marcos, California, making his 4th relief appearance.
He's had some really good numbers as well. ERA under 3. Just impressive to watch. 21 strikeouts and 11 walks for him on the season, with a 119 opposing batting average, as he'll face Rocco Savanovic. First pitch he throws, 97.
That foot's got to get down a little bit sooner for Rocco. This is the fastest that he will see this season in Matt Swilley.
Now the 0-1 brings up again at 96. Just impressive to see.
And that's why he's had such a long career in professional baseball. It's his stuff and ability to continue to throw at this clip, 96, 97 miles an hour, into his mid-30s.
Yeah, it takes time to build up your craft, and Swilley has been able to do that based on all that experience he's had, in the minor leagues and all the other organizations he's been at.
Played with reliever Danny Denz of the Utica Unicorns. They were together on the Lake Elsinore Storm in the Padres organization.
Yeah, Denz really shut down the Mammoths in the last 6 outs of the ball game last Saturday.
6 batters faced, 6 strikeouts.
It's incredible to see as Swilley starts his night off with a strikeout to Rocco Savanovic.
Just bumped him fastballs the whole way, and Rocco could not catch up to the 3 most competitive pitches in the zone. It's a good way to start your outing. Swilley in the past has had some command issues from time to time. He's had some very solid outings where he's all in the zone, and other times where he's missing badly in the other batter's box or high, low. Right now he looks to be dialed.
It's just how you respond as well. Coxon swings again. First pitch he sees into shallow center field. Nick Pastor goes into it. Will Coxon has only seen 3 pitches here tonight. And I like the aggressiveness from him, and unfortunately couldn't get anything to go his way. So 2 outs. Turns it over to the top of the lineup for Blake Bean. scored in a run on a hit by pitch in the second.
Also give you the final line on starter Carter Fitzpatrick. He went 5 innings, gave up 2 hits, 4 runs, walked 5, hit 1 batter, and struck out 6. It was that second inning that was the difference, where all 4 runs came from for the Beavs.
Yeah, besides that, he did his job. And just when you give up too many free passes and put yourself in a situation with bases loaded, nobody out, it's tough to climb out of that rabbit hole. Some fans sticking around here. It's been a great one here. Coming out to the ballpark all year long. Our last fireworks show of the evening presented by Magna after the game. And these fans have seen a lot of competitive baseball, a lot of close games. All the fans out in right field, catching all the action. Make sure to come to the championship game tomorrow, starting at 6:30 p.m. Gates open at 5:30. Not many tickets left, so get down to the ballpark. 2-2 missed up high at 95.
Swilly likely going to go with another fastball here. Being late on the last one. Got to get those hands out in front.
Swilly, a few seconds on the pitch clock, throws, misses it low. Was trying to get him at 79. A 2-out base runner for Birmingham.
Tried the curveball on 3-2. Just left it a little bit low. When you keep the door open, just a little bit cracked open for these Beavers, they somehow find a way to take advantage, especially with 2 outs.
A 2-out hitting. The Beavers haven't really had to do much here. It's the Mammoths that had a couple of chances that didn't go their way, didn't capitalize on them. Hilbrook tonight 0 for 3. Had an RBI ground out in the second. Now the 0-1. Takes a bad hop over to the backstop. And standing up at second base is Bean.
That was a high bounce on Dotson. He took one up near the shoulder, maybe even the neck area. He's going to get an extra second. That ball bounced way in front of the plate at 86. That's why it took a high bounce. Hilberg with a chance. A little 2-out clutch magic to extend this lead.
Anything you can here. No lead is safe. Swilly looks over at second. Gets set on the first base side of the rubber. Stopped this time by Dotson. And to go underneath with his glove in between his legs to make that play. Now the 2-1. Hit on the ground. That is a fair ball. They'll throw it over to Liam to get the out. Robert Lovian took a second to call it a fair ball, and Dotson able to make the play. Strand a walk as we head to the bottom of the 6th. The Mammoths looking to respond to get on the board. Running out of chances. We'll be back after this.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
Taking a look at the USPBL dance crew, just finishing off Shake It Off. Performed that almost every night here at the ballpark. And as we get back out onto the field, the Mammoths trailing by 4, trying to get on the board. They've been held quiet here by Sam Bass and the Beavers. First pitch swing. Right over to Ben Wilcoxon, makes a difficult throw, and they just got him.
Oh my gosh. What a play.
You see Florentino just not happy with the call. We'll take a look at it, see if we can, but that was just an incredible throw by Ben Wilcoxon.
I cannot believe he did that. His momentum was heading towards the third base dugout. Did they just toss Florentino?
It looks like they did. You see the first base umpire, Sal Jacko.
I mean, Florentino, it's a playoff ball game. He's going to be fired up when that call does not go his way. Now, he was barking a little bit on his way back to the dugout. But that's the second time in 2 games a Mammoth player has been ejected. And now they're going to have to go to the scorecard. Florentino's going to be done for the night. What a play from Ben Wilcoxon, and how about the stretch from Joe Burke at first? It looked like they got him, but it was not by much.
Yeah, it was just a difficult play. Florentino diving down. As we got a pause here as Ben Wilcoxon just makes another incredible play.
Yeah, he's a great shortstop. The ability to have enough strength, oh my.
And Francis Florentino is frustrated right now, and as he heads back over to the locker room.
Nearly hit Ortega with the helmet. That's not how you want to go out. Cooler heads have prevailed for this Mammoth team in the past. Not in this moment.
You can't let this spiral down for you. You got to be able to.
I mean, the frustrations continue. I get it. They've gone 5 1/3 innings of 1-hit baseball, and it was a infield hit from Dre Williams-Nelson. They just have not had an answer for Sam Bass in this Beaver defense. It's just frustration spilling over because they just cannot find ways on base. Ben Wilcoxon comes up huge for the Beavers late in this game.
Yeah, and you got to be able to just not let your emotions get the best of you.
It's easier said than done, definitely in a playoff situation late in the year.
Your season on the line. You know, this Mammoths team, they won the regular season last year, fell short to the Unicorns, who came back in that game and took away all the momentum. We're riding in first place for most of the second half until the Unicorns took it away from them as a 4-pitch walk to Fox Liam and another walk to his season stat total.
Nobody wants to throw to Fox, man, I swear. He continues to take his walks on down to first. Still a chance in this inning for the Mammoth to come up with a big swing and chip back away. It feels like it's an 8-0 ball game right now just based on the play on both sides, but it's a much closer.
You just need one play to get out of this slump. Just need something to go your way. Oh, 1 from Bass. Perfect slider. Top middle part of the zone. Seltzer will take his time. Got to be very cautious on how you play the rest of the way, as you're getting down to about 10 outs left in the ball game. Now the 0-2, swing and a miss. Sam Bass continues to deal. Second time he has punched out Seltzer here tonight.
8 strikeouts for Bass and 8 strikeouts for the Mammoth hitters through 5 2/3. You're not going to win ball games striking out that much. We'll see if Fleming here can turn the tide.
Owen takes a bounce, way past the backstop. Liam will head over to second on that wild pitch.
And Ronco went for the pick with the glove, did not get his body in front, and that just popped right by his shoulder.
It went off the netting too.
We saw Hilbrick with a chance with 2 outs in the top of the 6th to cash in a run. He was unsuccessful. It's now Fleming's turn. He has hooked a couple of ground balls to the left side, 1 to Ortega and 1 to Wilcoxon.
The 1-0. Right at the knees with that slider, 1-1 at 80 miles an hour. Fleming tonight 0 for 2. Came in with a .264 average on the year. Has brought a lot of pop as well with 7 homers. Ahead in the count 2-1. As Bass's pitch count is over 90.
Likely his last inning, but we'll see. I mean, Lokinen threw over 100 yesterday.
Took a big hack at it at 79. Didn't get anything on it. This is the first game for Westside in 6 days. It gets tough when you have all that time off. Trying to get back into the swing of things. 2-2, rolled on the ground, right behind the bag at second. Wilcoxon, who throws over to Joe Burke and able to get the out. The Beavers come up huge defensively. Ben Wilcoxon making 2 huge plays, and the Mammoths unable to cash in. Headed to the 7th, still 4-0 Beavers here in the semifinals of the USPBL playoffs. On to the 7th inning we go. 4-0 Beavers over the Mammoths here in the semifinal game presented by InTouch Credit Union. Alex Johnson and Tom Cavanaugh with you. Matt Swilley back on the bump for his 2nd inning of work. The Mammoths was just rough. Had a runner on second base, couldn't get him in. Lost Francis Florentino, being ejected from the game after not agreeing with a call after throw from Ben Wilcoxon to Joe Burke. Was diving for the bag. He thought he beat the throw and didn't like the call, and it's just not been the case here for the Mammoths here tonight. Is fortunately still only down 4. And only 3 hits combined in the ball game.
Just one hit since that second inning for the Beavs. And one base runner since the second inning for the Mammoths. That came last frame from Fox Liam. But you look at the scoreboard here, or the scorecard, I should say. 3 out of the 6 innings for Westside, they've had a runner in scoring position. That's half the innings we've played so far. And they just have not found that clutch swing. And now you could say the same thing about the Beavers, although they were helped out with some walks to load the bases, nobody out. And one base hit is really the difference there. Ronco, he comes through with a hit, the error, a hit by pitch with the bases loaded. All those things kind of spiraling for a big inning, and it's been 4-0 since the second. We've seen really nothing since then.
And not a lot of production. The Beavers, they were able to had some huge hits. The Blake Bean double, the Joe Burke homer. The Hoppers had some key plays too late in the ball game.
It was Jacob Pennington and Sidney Ferry getting warm for the Beavs. I wouldn't be too surprised if Bass comes back out to start the inning.
And his pitch count around 95. As Swilly strikes out Piotrowski. Piotrowski has struck out 3 times here tonight. And that's a second punch out of the evening for Swilly. Now it's up to Joe Burke. An infield single back in the 3rd inning. 4 homers on the season for the man out of Jeffersonville, Indiana. Played over at Kentucky Wesleyan, along with Ben Wilcoxon.
And Austin Baugh of the Hoppers was talking with Ben today. He played 4 years with Burke and then coached Baugh last year. He played 1 year with Austin, and then he was actually one of the assistant coaches at Kentucky Wesleyan, was Wilcoxon last year, and got to coach Baugh and now play against him in the league.
Yeah, we got to talk with Austin Baugh's parents after the game last night.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was great to see him. I've had a chance to speak with him throughout the course of the season and how great the year it's been, and for him and for them traveling all the way from Indiana to come here to Michigan to watch their son play. Just incredible. And for all these families that come out and near and far to make the trip over here to Jimmy John's Field to watch their son play. Just incredible to see.
And their appreciation for us being able to provide commentary while watching them play, I mean, that meant the world, considering a lot of families not able to attend every single weekend here in Jimmy John's Field in downtown Utica. And for us to be able to provide that, share some stories, give our insight on the ball game while still calling a clean game, hearing that from him, it meant the world. I was very appreciative of that.
Yeah, we appreciate him, and for everyone who has tuned in all year long, and it's been a great year. As we got one more game tomorrow to close the book on what has been a fantastic season. Year number 9 in this league. You and I, Tom, we've been on for a majority of the year, being on together, and Brady and the other guys on the crew, and it's just been incredible to see all the key moments, from the close games, the walk-off hits, pitchers duels we've seen.
We've seen a little bit of everything. We've seen our fair share of blowouts. We've seen our fair share of walk-offs and sudden death winners, but also tight ball games that dip into the late innings with a lot on the line. That's what we have here today.
Game not over yet. The Mammoths will be down to their last 9 outs of the ball game. So it's 2-1 now on Rodriguez. Now the 2-1, ripped foul. And Rodriguez was one of the guys that had a walk-off homer this season. It was against this Mammoths team back in late July. They had a 2-homer day in that game. 2-2 delivery inside. Dotson able to make the stop and keep Burke at first.
So far for Swilly, he has walked 2. He's got a pair of strikeouts as well. Got to find a strike right here against Rodriguez. Cannot afford to put multiple runners on base with less than 2 outs this late in the game, down by 4.
Now the 3-2. And that one missed. He did not go.
It's the 3rd walk of the night for Chase Rodriguez at the dish.
That one was oh so close.
That was a very borderline pitch.
Now Ortega will step in now with 2 on and 1 out. Trying to get some more insurance. Ortega today 0 for 2. Huge stop by Dotson. He's been going after that and has done his job behind the dish.
He has. He's gotten beat up a little bit, but has held his own, keeping everything in front, being a wall. Only miscue was on the drop 3rd strike that didn't result in anything, but it wasn't really his fault as he was setting up to throw down to second.
Right back to the screen, Ortega. And we'll see if the Beavers are able to close it out. They got a little bit worried late in the ball game in the 9th inning when the Hoppers able to cut in within a run or 2 runs. They scored a run in that inning.
They brought the tying run to the plate with nobody out. And Brett Irwin shut the door.
And they also had a chance to add on some runs in the 9th inning as Schellenberger able to take away as Hilbert was trying to score on a sac fly. No, it didn't. They still won the game, obviously. That's why they're here, but need every run you can get, have some breathing room, as this one's fouled on the hot corner. But you got to give credit to this Beavers team on how well they have played here in these playoffs. And they have brought all the fire and the intensity here at the end of the season.
Did a nice job of taking advantage of opponent errors. We've seen that in the last couple of days.
2-2 outside with the fastball and low.
I'm talking physical errors, but also mental errors as well. You trip up in front of this Beaver team, they're going to make you pay. And they did it to the Hoppers last night, who they eliminated. Now they're staring down 9 more outs against the Mammoths to have a chance at the championship.
3-2, missed low at the fastball. He had the right idea, but just couldn't find the strike zone.
It's looking a lot like the 2nd inning. Head coach Taylor Jilakowski is going to come out right now, likely a pitching change. Swilly had a nice last frame. He did walk 1, but 3 straight walks in the 7th here is what's going to be the stopper.
Yeah, bases are loaded again for the Beavers as Taylor Jilakowski is going to talk over with Swilly. We'll see if he gives up the baseball. No, he hasn't done that yet. Looks like Bo Atkins is warming up.
I think they're going to stick with Matt, at least for 1 more batter. They want to give Atkins a little more time to get warm in that bullpen before coming in. Now Robert Lothe, our home plate umpire, out to break up the conversation.
It's actually Connor Tomasic warming up. I beg your pardon. A guy that came over from the Unicorns late in the season. A member of that championship team a year ago.
So, hey, if the Westside Woolly Mammoths make a comeback in this game, he's guaranteed a ring in a championship, considering he's played for both sides. But Tyler Shin as well. Sorry to cut you off there, Alex, but if the Beavers win, Tyler Shin fits that same bill, as he was with the Unicorns and came over to the Beavs.
But first things first, got to get out of this mess. 0-1 to Pablo Ruiz. He's still throwing it at 94. Cannot afford to get down 6-7 runs late in the ball game. Dotson able to pick that one up, because it's going to be difficult to claw your way back.
It's already difficult enough. Down 4, limited innings to play. Can't make it any worse.
Now the 1-1. Oh, and outside.
Pablo's going to be smart here. He knows how important each one of these runs are. And whether it's a base knock to score them or a base on balls, he's going to be disciplined at the plate to find a way to get that run in.
Now the 2-1. Out into center on a line. Over Nick Pastor. And this one's going to go all the way to the wall. This is going to clear the bases. 3 runs are going to score. Now trying to go is Ruiz. The play at the plate is off. Needs to step on the bag, and he does. Everyone scores for the Beavers, and they're now up 8-0.
An inside the park grand slam for one of the most electric players in the USPBL, Pablo Ruiz, baby. Pastor got a bad jump on the baseball. His first step was in. It had backspin. It trailed over Pastor's glove, and Ruiz was off to the races. He likely would have been out at the plate, although the throw got by Dotson. Pastor, bad break on the ball. It clanks all the way up near the fence, and Ruiz runs extremely well. And he came around to score. Not with ease, but you take another look at the throw. It took one bounce on Dotson. It snuck past him. That blows this game wide open.
Just incredible work. Something you don't see every day.
Nope. Shout out Sam Baduris, the only other man to have an inside the park home run this season. Wow.
What looked like it was going to be at least a sac fly if Pastor made the catch.
Yeah. I thought that ball was staying down. Pastor thought so as well, but once he took that jump, did not realize it had as much backspin as it did. I did not have an inside the park grand slam on my bingo card for tonight's semifinal.
And this game has really opened up now. It's a turning point in the ball game for sure.
6 walks have come to score in the game for the Beavers.
And 8 runs on 3 hits.
Mm-hmm. That's wild.
That's something what the Unicorns would do.
No diss to the Unicorns, but they play scrappy baseball. They find ways to get on the scoreboard without having a lot of hits. And that's why they're in the championship. They're just a gritty team that wins ball games.
Well, the Beavers are doing that right now with everything they're doing. As Savanovic out into left center, going near the warning track is Pastor. He's able to make that catch.
Next up, the shortstop, number 5, Ben Wilcoxon.
So 2 gone. Now Ben Wilcoxon now 0 for 3 on the night. It's the first time Ben Wilcoxon has not swung on the first pitch.
Yeah, he's got 3 flyouts, all on that first pitch.
Now the 1-0. Sword swings there.
Swilly fooled him at 83, down and away. Nice pitch from number 6. And you can fault him for the walks, but cannot fault him for that hard swing from Ruiz that resulted in an inside the park homer.
Just incredible work. 1-2 on Ben Wilcox and the Beavers. Now up 8-0 inside the park grand slam by Pablo Ruiz. And got him looking, strike 3. The first called third strike we have seen tonight, and that is going to end the inning, but not before the Beavers add 4 on this inside the park grand slam by Pablo Ruiz to really open up the ball game. It is 8-0 Beavers as we now head to the Genesis Credit Union 7th inning stretch. Mammoths are running out of chances. They'll need a lot to get back. We'll step aside and we'll be back here on the USPBL Network.
Make your move with a quick and easy mortgage from Genesis Credit Union. We have mortgages to fit your life. Genesis Credit Union. Visit us today.
Eight nothing Beavers after that 7th inning stretch. The backs are really against the wall for Westside, down to their final 9 outs. And that was just a turning point in the ball game. If you're just tuning in, inside the park grand slam by Pablo Ruiz. Nick Pastor was trying to leap and make the catch, but didn't time it as it went over his head to the center field wall. And then the Beavers got 4 runs earlier in the ball game on a few free passes. Ranko Savanovic with an RBI single. And that's on the story here tonight. 8 runs on 3 hits for the Beavers. No runs, 1 hit for Westside.
I count 9 walks and 1 hit batter for the Mammoth pitching, and that's just been the difference. Not able to find the strike zone early and late in this ball game.
And this is not the kind of style of play we've seen from Westside.
Not at all. Not at all.
You know, the last time these two teams played, it was a 5-4 game in the 7th inning. And the Mammoths ended up winning that game 16-5 2 weeks ago from tonight.
This is about to be pitch number 100 for Sam Bass tonight as well. He's been a workhorse in this game.
And it gets Walker to go down swinging once again for the 3rd time here tonight.
Wow. I mean, Sam is pitching his best baseball all year long right now. We've seen him at his best. We've seen him in some shaky outings as well. But my goodness, is he impressing us and the crowd here at the ballpark.
Just continue what Greg Lokeden did last night. And just impressive what we've seen from Bass.
Currently 19 strikeouts between the 2 starting pitchers, Lokenin and Bass, in the playoffs.
That's just really impressive to see, and give credit to all the work that Coach Don Dombrowski does with the pitching staff. And
that's not counting the 3 more that the bullpen had in the last 3 innings for the Beavers yesterday.
Take a look at the Beavers pen. His pitch count is over 100 for Bass. As this will be his last inning. We've seen Sidney Ferry and Jacob Pennington warm up. Brett Irwin could be in there as well. We've seen him last night. He could come in the 9th, but with a game at 8-0, not a safe situation unless things really get out of hand and the Mammoths just start rolling, but that might save his arm.
Oh,
called strike 3. Nasty slider. 10 punch. Another one here tonight.
Sam Bass, my goodness, big fella. You are dialed in. A breaker. Huge looping curveball on the outside corner. Stefanovic sticks it. And that's the first looking strikeout for a Mammoth batter here tonight. And Bass would not be out here if he didn't want to. Coach Dombrowski's not going to trot him out there against his will and say, hey, you need to give me another inning. Sam wanted the 7th, and he's showing you why right now. He struck out 3 of the last 4 batters he's faced at above 90 pitches. That's absurd.
Yeah, and 10 strikeouts total in the game.
I feel like I'm watching Justin Verlander.
Williams Nelson lines one out into left, right over to Pablo Ruiz. And it's another 1-2-3, and an incredible job tonight by Sam Bass. 106 pitches, 10 strikeouts through 7, and only allowing 1 hit. Couldn't have asked for a better performance from that young man, getting high fives all around in the Beavers dugout. Headed to the 8th, 8-0 Beavers here in the semifinal game here in the USPBL network.
I'm Anthony Tomey, CEO of Tomey Group, and we're one of the largest Jimmy John franchisees in the country. With 50 Jimmy Johns and over 700 employees, it's a challenge to manage operations. What could possibly go wrong with owning 50 Jimmy Johns? People don't show up, equipment fail, run out of bread, no tomatoes, we need onions. Many different things can happen. Tryon allows us to really focus on the food and the operations of the restaurant.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal getter or dream chaser, an empty nester or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
Connor Tomasic will take the slab here for the Mammoths. Team down by 8. Tomasic looking to come out here in this inning and just have a clean inning of work, as this game has gotten out of hand here for Westside here tonight. Not what they wanted to have in mind.
Just did not have the offense to go with it as well. I mean, you look at the 6 walks, 6 of the 10 walks, or free passes, I should say, have come around to score for the Beavers tonight. CT looking to have that big inning, put a 0 on the board after 4 were scored in the 7th. And this game is a lot like last night's for Birmingham. They scored 3 runs in the 3rd, then added 3 more in the 5th. Tonight, 4 runs in the 2nd, partnered by 4 more runs in the 7th. So this team finding a way to get a chunk inning at both bookends of our ball game, and it's really propelled them to a lot of success, and they're now 6 outs away from a championship bid.
And just all the mistakes that they've had, that the Mammoths have had here tonight, and able to capitalize on them, has just been huge. And you know, this Beavers team, a completely different team than we saw at the beginning of the year. They were 3-16 after their game on July 2nd, their second to last game before the All-Star break. And after that, they have turned the tide and just 6 outs away from getting back to the championship game. It would be an incredible story if they were able to take down the Unicorns.
Tomasic, a pretty good strikeout to walk ratio entering. 16 Ks, 9 walks in 17 2/3 innings as a Mammoth. He was a Unicorn, as we spoke about last inning. And then about a month ago, he was sent over to the Mammoths. Westside needed a few extra pitchers. Utica had more than enough, considering they're the strongest relief bullpen in the league.
You have guys like Matt Colucci, who won reliever of the year, Danny Denge, Jace Ballman, Garrett Bonnet. The list goes on and on. But the Unicorns will be ready. They've watched this Beavers team over the last 2 nights, and they're going to know what they're going to expect, especially playing them 15 times as Bean gets caught looking.
Great pitch from Connor. 82 on the inside corner. That was perfect. Bean thought that was ball 4, but that was definitely in the zone. Let's take another look.
Yeah, he was moving away from it.
I mean, that ball started inside and then broke back onto the inside corner. A lot of movement out of the right hand from Connor Tomasic.
Ray Hiltbrook with an 0-for-4 night in an RBI.
Ray's put the ball on the ground every time. It's grounded out to every infielder besides the pitcher and the second baseman.
Hiltbrook has also done a great job, being a veteran guy, building this team around, and
he was a guy that got to watch this team grow from the start. Struggled in the very beginning of the year. He was a part of all of that. He was one of the bright spots on a team that was hitting under 175 team average. And then he was able to stay along for the Matt Piotrowski's, Blake Bean, and Pablo Ruiz's of the world to join his team and help them thrive.
It just completely just been a turn for the Beavers that able to just click like that. Well, this team struggled a lot at the beginning of the year as Hiltbrook goes down swinging.
Classic Connor Tomasic. A couple of easy strikeouts. That pitch, some more arm side run, whipping to the outside corner. Hiltbrook not able to catch up or get a piece, really.
Well, the thing for the Beavers is they had time. Was still half a season to play, able to make adjustments with the new pieces they brought in and trying some things out. And for Coach John Dombrowski and Nick Caruso, we got a broken bat as he fouls that one off. That's the second time Piotrowski has broke his bat here tonight.
And that thing was right down the middle. Like you put an axe through the middle of the baseball bat. And this shard goes out right in the hole between Seltzer and Dre Williams-Nelson. That ball was foul, but Dre was making sure he was nowhere near any shrapnel.
81 miles an hour.
Yeah, Matt's going through some lumber today. Broke his first one on a foul ball and does it again on another foul ball.
So 2 out, space is empty. 0-1 now to Piotrowski's miss outside. Now to 1-1. Swing and a miss there, 1 and 2. Tomasic gets himself set. 1-2 pitch on a line right over to Jake Walker to end the inning. Beavers go down 1-2-3, headed to the bottom of the 8th. Mammoths looking to try to get a run on the board. We'll be back here on the USPBL Network.
Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great time at Jimmy John's Field experiencing another exciting baseball game. This ballpark is one of many quality of life recreational assets Macomb County has to offer. And as you leave here today, let me invite you to explore Macomb County's diverse range of outdoor assets by visiting MakeMacombYourHome.com. You'll find the Macomb County's trails are open year-long and available for walking, running, biking, as well as paddling along the Clinton River. In Macomb County, there is something for everyone. Find out more about Macomb County's 4 seasons of fun by visiting MakeMacombYourHome.com. Now let's play ball.
Sam Bass is still on the mound as we head to the 8th inning. He has thrown 106 pitches through 7, and he wants to be out there. I give him credit. Want to be able to get this job done. He's been the guy on point here tonight.
This is his game, and he's got a right to be out there, and he's juiced up. Some energy and a smile on the bump as Sam's got an 8-run lead heading into the 8th. And this is his last time pitching this year for the Beavers, so let it fly. Throw until your arm falls off in a situation like this.
Cedeno gets one past Joe Berg, sliding down for it. That's only the second hit of the ball game.
That was an in-between hop for Burke. Had no real chance. If he would have backed up on it, would have bounced over his head. He had to catch that on the short hop and just didn't.
Nick Pastor is coming up now. Anthony Sharkus is in the on-deck circle in place of Francis Florentino, who got ejected from the game in the 6th inning. And so the first hit since Dre Williams-Nelson's infield single.
That came back in the 2nd inning.
Pastor sends this one out foul. 0 for 3 night for Pastor. As Bass is about to throw his 110th pitch. Now the 0-2. Swing and a miss. That slider has worked all night for Bass. Strikeout number 11.
Boy, it sure has. I mean, he is continuing to get swing and miss on that pitch. It's got some east to west movement, but gravity also comes into play and drops that ball down a couple of inches just below the knees. Nobody on this Mammoth team has been able to figure it out today. Sam Bass has been the kryptonite.
He's been dialed in. So now Anthony Sharkus is going to get his first at-bat here tonight. And 271 on the season. Oh, 1. So onto the ground to Piotrowski. Has only one play. He'll throw it over to Joe Burke for out number 2.
Puts another runner in scoring position, but you're going to need a lot more than a big swing here from Fox Liam to get yourself back in this game with just 4 outs to play with.
Nick Caruso going to come out and talk with Bass.
Just a wellness check. Make sure he's doing fine and confident enough to go out and get this last out in the 8th. Now we can speculate again, Alex, and say, hey, this could be his last out, his last batter if he gets them. But you never really know. I mean, there's guys warming up. Pennington and Ferry are both getting hot in the bullpen. So likely one of the two will pitch. Now, if this inning turns into something and Westside's able to pick up a couple of hits, we might see one in the 8th. But not by the way that Bass has been throwing so far all night long.
Yeah, pitch count at 111. So only needed 2 pitches to send Sharkus down as Fox Liam has been walked twice here tonight. Looking to add 1 more into his season total, maybe.
It's likely as a season high for any USPBL pitcher. I think John Kelly threw upwards of 110. Carolden might have done it once as well. And I know Lokanen's been around 105, 106 multiple times this year, but I don't know if anybody's getting up to 115, 120 like Sam is doing right now. And he's still got velocity and movement on his pitches.
He has, no sign of slowing down, not feeling tired. You get worried about that when you get that pitch count over 100. That fatigue kicks in. On the ground, rolled over to Piotrowski on the right side. He'll throw it over to Joe Burke. And 115 pitches through 8 innings for Bass, 11 strikeouts. He's getting fist bumps all around these guys, and he's earned it here tonight. 8 innings in the books, on to 9th. We're back here on the USPBL Network, 8-0 Beavers.
With a transforming world, we can see how drastically the world is heading towards automation. And so, we need 24/7 surveillance and security systems for our homes and businesses to avoid any theft or breach of privacy. JARPCOM brings the installation of security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARPCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARPCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarpcom.com.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
It's Bo Atkins' turn in the 9th inning in this 8-0 ball game. The reliable arm for Westside all year long, looking to get these last 3 outs, and then the Mammoths will come up in the bottom of the 9th. It's been a great year for Atkins, Tom, and looking at what he's done this season, it's been incredible. 17 appearances, 4-1 record, 2.51 ERA, 37 strikeouts and 11 walks. But a second-year man in the league, and
only given up 8 earned runs in those 28 2/3 innings. Out of Riverton, Illinois, spent his college baseball at a Division III school in Illinois, McMurray, and then went to Central Methodist, which is an NAIA school in Missouri, for 3 years. Bo was a all-star captain along with Ben Wilcoxon in the all-star game. He's a leader on this team, and he's one of the best relievers in the USPBL. Just trying to have a strong inning. 8-0. It's likely his last time pitching on the bump here in 2024, unless of something major happening in the 8th or the 9th. But you just got to put your best foot forward, just like Connor Tomasic did. Tomasic, he went 1 inning, struck out 2, got a soft liner, and if he's able to replicate that, it'll be a good end to his year.
absolutely will. We also have a defensive replacement behind the dish. Zach Beadle comes into the game for Hank Dotson.
Yeah, they want to get Beadle inning in the field, and then Dotson's due up 3rd in the 9th. Or sorry, he's due up 4th in the 9th, so they're going to try to squeeze Beadle an at-bat to end this ball game.
Yeah, it was a great year for the Mammoths, and we talked about them being the top team on offense, but they were shut down by the Beavers here tonight. You give credit to Sam Bass and for just really just having his best performance of the season.
You can't say anything else. I mean, Pablo Ruiz came through with a big swing, but your star has to be Sam Bass, going 8 strong innings, 11 strikeouts, 21 Ks in the last 2 days in playoff baseball action for Beaver starting pitching. Lokinen 10 yesterday, and Sam said, hey, I'll do you one better. I'll put up 11.
Just incredible work from your top 2 guys, and Coach John Dombrowski has to be happy about that. And
absolutely. They're 3 outs away from a date with the Unicorns, and anything can happen in that ball game.
Oh, the Unicorns going to be off in a week. Oh, haven't played in a week, and you're coming in a little bit cold. And the Beavers, not like they haven't had to use so many arms as well.
Right.
It's not like they're going to be coming in.
I mean, I know Brett Irwin threw 2 innings yesterday, but Sidney Ferry only threw 1. He's ready in the bullpen. We could see him in the bottom of the 9th. Jacob Pennington did not throw yesterday. He is another option to get onto the mound in this last inning, and definitely tomorrow as well.
Just for all the marbles tomorrow. And that one hits Rodriguez.
Having a conversation now if Rodriguez was hit by the pitch, if they're going to count it as a hit by pitch. I mean, he was hit, but it was on a bouncer too. Head coach John Dombrowski wanted to clarify. Insurance time for the Beavers, nobody out. couple of free passes once again for Mammoth pitching leads to multiple base runners.
First pitch low to Ortega. Just trying to pad on your stats here. Here in the 9th inning. Only 5 hits in the game total. Just crazy to think of based on how this game has been. Had the inside the park grand slam by Ruiz, who's on deck. It's 2-1 now on Ortega. Missed outside, ball 3.
If this is ball 4, it would be the 3rd time in this game that the Mammoths have walked the bases loaded.
Sends one out into the air, into center. Pastor gets underneath it. Going over to third is Burke. Rodriguez thought about going to second. He'll stay put. What, one gone here in the 9th.
Just tough to stay motivated and have that competitive fire this late in the game down by a snowman. Atkins giving it his all right now. That's a big clutch out to Ortega. Want to try to limit the damage as much as possible this frame. It's going to take a long, long bottom of the 9th where you hit through the lineup to come back in this one.
Reese swings and misses. Ball goes away from Beetle, but not too far enough for Burke to score. And it's gonna take a lot. A lot of stuff has to go your way. You have to be perfect. Can't get out early.
If I'm the Beavers, I'm just throwing strikes.
Ruiz chased after that one, way out of the zone.
Pablo is 1 for 4 today with that inside the park grand slam, but he has reached 3 out of the 4 times. A drop third strike and an error to score a run.
Now the 0-2. That one over the head of Walker. It's going to drop into right center. Burke will score, and it's now 9-0 Beavers.
Pablo's the first hitter in this game to have multiple hits in the ball game. Everybody else with just 1 across the board of 6 hits. And here comes Ronco. He's got another hit. RBI swing that came back in the 2nd inning. And Ruiz, I mean, he just flicked that baseball into right center field. That was down and inside. Down and outside, I'm sorry, and just swatted his bat at it and put it in the gap. It's a good piece of hitting there.
He has 6 RBIs in the day, too.
Yeah, he does.
Savanovic had an RBI single in the 2nd. 9 runs on 4 hits today for the Beavers. No runs on 2 hits for the Mammoths, and they also have an error to their name. 1-1 count on Savanovic. Savanovic sends this one out of play. Now the 1-2. Going down the line, that will stay fair. Only has 1 play as Fox Liam will step on the bag at first for out number 2.
Ronco tried to get a little sneaky there, put it down the first baseline. Would have been his 2nd hit of the day. Nice play from Fox to stay down. Could we have a pinch hitter here? No, we will have Will Coxon. The conversation, I'm not quite sure what it's about. Oh, maybe. Wilcoxon heading back to the bench, and we are going to get a at-bat from Tyler Shin. Let's go.
Yeah, we haven't seen Tyler Shin in the playoffs yet. Hitting 4 for 14 on the season with the Beavers. Runners on second and third. Swings to the first pitch. Right behind home plate, Zach Beadle makes the catch, and Shin is retired. The Beavers get one more run on the RBI single by Ruiz. The Mammoths are down to their final 3 outs, trailing 9-0. We'll be back here on the USPBL Network.
Everyone has something that motivates them to do better. And for me, that's my daughter Shelby. I named Shelby Construction Services after her as a reminder to always run the company in a way that would make her proud. Our goal isn't just to get the job done, but to get it done right. And that means making sure every customer has a 5-star experience. I think how a company treats you is just as important as the finished product. My daughter wouldn't have it any other way.
Call 833-6-SHELBY. That's 833-6-SHELBY.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
Last call for the Mammoths. Jacob Pennington will step on the bump as the Beavers are 3 outs away from heading to the championship game tomorrow. Could look to be the second straight year a 4 seed will be in the championship game and looking to win it all. But you got to give credit to Sam Bass before I get into Pennington's stats and everything. But just incredible work from Bass here tonight. 115 pitches thrown, 8 innings of work, 11 strikeouts, 2 hits. Just phenomenal work. And we had Greg Loken, we talked about him last night, and he won pitcher of the year. Bass right neck and neck with him for an outstanding performance here tonight.
Bass was awesome. I mean, this was his game, and he dominated. You can't ask for much more from the right-hander. Also, Vasily Kolutis on your screen right there. He is the new shortstop. Ben Wilcoxon was pinch hit for, so Vasily will play shortstop. That is the only defensive change. It looks like Ronco is still behind the plate. And Sam, I mean, you put up no runs. You shut out through 8 innings, the #1 offense in the league. That's very hard to do. Not a lot of players can say they've done something like that. And being able to be a dog in 115 pitches and get it done, tip your cap to the big man. Sam Bass deserves every bit of this.
Yeah, just incredible work, man. It's just phenomenal to see coming out and still having a lot in the tank in that 8th inning.
Pennington making his 15th appearance. It'll be his 11th in relief. He's got 37 strikeouts and 10 walks in 28 1/3 innings. He's allowed 35 hits in that time and 25 earned runs. He's got a 1-1 record, trying to put the finishing touches on what would be a dominant victory against one of the better teams.
Just 3 outs away. Westside needs a miracle. On the ground over to Ortega. He'll throw it over to Joe Burke. And 1 gone here in the 9th.
And it's now back-to-back years for this Westside team where they had nearly a week off. It was a full 7 days last year going into the championship as they were the 1 seed. And this year it was a full 6 days. And they have not showed up offensively the past 2 years in the playoffs. They're 2 outs away from getting shut out on just 2 hits. Those 2 hits coming from the 8-9 batters in the lineup. So 1 through 7 has just not executed, and it's been on Sam Bass, the pitcher, that's really got it done, as there's Fleming.
Yeah, routine fly ball over to Ray Hilbrick. And now 1 more out to go, and Jake Walker will step in. And this Mammoths team, the offense production they've had the last couple of years, falling short of the championship, and
I mean, they played like the best team all year long. Them and the Unicorns, but offensively dominant were these Westside Woolly Mammoths. And seeing them blanked in a 9-0 game currently with 1 out to go, it's not what you wanted to see. It's not something anybody expected. But still a great year for head coach Taylor Jellikowski, assistant Justin Carm, and these Mamos.
Yeah, incredible season for them. A lot to be proud of, and for all these guys have come in just not the way they envisioned this game here tonight as Walker swings and misses. And the Hoppers too last night losing to this Beavers team, and they were the top 2 offensive powers as one more strike to go.
Oh, that was funny. Ronko Stefanovic, the catcher, threw a ball back to Pennington, and so did home plate umpire Robert Lothian. And Pennington just ran off the mound, not trying to get hit by either one. That was funny.
That's not aware, like, I already thrown a ball, man. Now the 2-2. Called strike 3, and the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers have punched their ticket to the championship game. They will have a date with the Unicorns tomorrow night at 6:30.
What a couple of the last 2 days for this Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers team. A 6-4 win last night and a blanking of the Westside Woolly Mammoths. 9-0. Stefanovic shakes the hand of our home plate umpire, and that's all she wrote from Friday night here at the ballpark. We're going to have a great game tomorrow, Alex. Unicorns, Beavers, and how about this storybook ending? You got the 4 seed from last year, now the 1 seed. They're going to be the home squad tomorrow, facing against the 4 seed from this year, the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. They're going to try to upset yet another team. They took down the 3 seed, they took down the 2 seed. All that's left is the number 1 seed Utica Unicorns. We're going to have all the coverage tomorrow, Alex. We're going to have interviews from both Jim Essien, head coach of the Unicorns, John Dombrowski of the Beavers, and we got to just talk one more time about Sam Bass and the type of night that he had. 11 strikeouts on 2 hits in 8 innings, and it was 12 total strikeouts from the staff. Pennington putting the finishing touches with that called third to end the ball game.
Just incredible stuff from Bass. One of the best performances we've seen all season long, in a huge moment. And now they'll play the Unicorns for it all. Everything's on the line tomorrow night. The Unicorns will have a tall task against the Beavers based on how they've played the last couple days.
I cannot wait, sir. It's going to be great.
No, it's been a great one here tonight. Let's take a look back at the final box score. 9 runs on 4 hits. They scored 4 runs in the second inning, then they scored 4 in the 7th by that Pablo Ruiz inside the park grand slam, and he also got an RBI single in the 9th to add some more insurance. No runs on 2 hits for the Mammoths here tonight. They were held quiet offensively as Sam Bass shut them down, as now the Beavers are just 1 win away from taking home the championship. That's going to do it for us here tonight here on the USPBL Network. I want to give a shout out to everyone here in our production crew, our executive producer and director David Forrest and Jeremiah Hergott, our camera operator Enver Shaplow, and our graphics operator Dominic Menchel, my partner Tom Cavanaugh. I'm Alex Johnson. Thank you for tuning into tonight's semifinal game. We'll see you back here tomorrow for the championship game between the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers and the Utica Unicorns. Our pregame show will be extended beginning at 5:45 p.m. with first pitch at 6:30. Once again, 9-0 Beavers over the Mammoths here in the semifinal game, and we'll see you tomorrow night for the championship game between the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers and the Utica Unicorns. Have a good night, everyone.